Welcome everybody to episode 2 here at Stewart Nutrition. I'm Jade, and before I introduce my guest here, we were actually just having a little discussion about what these episodes should be called. So I was just thinking, how fun would that be if you guys chimed in the comments, messaged me, do something, and let me know what we should call these segments. They'll be going on at least once a week here. So we're struggling to find a name. Help us out and submit any answers you have. And if we pick it, we'll give you a $20 free gift card. That was completely off the cuff, so we'll see how it goes. So, second episode here, we have Stewart Nutrition's favorite, Luis Bartolo. Luis, thanks for
how's it going?
For coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Now, if people know you, they will say a random hodgepodge of things, but they're all pretty much the same. Either I've seen them on the internet because you have a ton of content. He's a really nice guy, soft-spoken, this and that, or he's a really hard guy. It depends if they've seen your content or not. Or I've talked to him. We've messaged each other. We've talked a lot, you know. So talking about Luis, like who are you and why has everybody seen that content and what you do?
Okay, so straight off the bat, Luis is the best online transformation coach you haven't heard of yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still kind of like underground. I'm like slowly finding my voice, like who I want to be known for. Not necessarily what I do, but who I want to become and how I want to impact people's lives. And the reason why people see me more and more on the internet is because I gotta keep on showing up, you know. Like you gotta be consistent with something if you wanna get some type of results. And when I hear people say, hey, like I saw your video, or hey man, like I saw you on Facebook, and whether they're like purchasing my services or not, they're getting some type of value from what I'm sharing. And I have people just kind of like randomly showing up on my DMs, on my private messages saying, hey, I want to say thank you because of your video, like I didn't eat like trash on the 4th of July, for example, this past one. So things like that make a greater impact in my life than just kind of, hey, I gave you a diet and I gave you a workout to follow, you know? So that's the biggest thing right there.
So what happens when, you know, because everybody wants to create this content, right? Everybody from, you know, my 6-year-olds and my 13-year-olds to your age, my age and beyond, everybody wants to be like social media influencer and famous and stuff, and they want to create this content. And they create this content for 2 months, nothing happens. So after 2 months, they're like, well, this stuff doesn't work, right? If I don't pay to boost this, it's not working. And so that grind of just creating this content and getting these few views, and then one blows up and you get low. Like, how do you battle that in your head where you're putting all of this time and work into creating this content? Some of it hits, some of it doesn't. So what goes through your head when something like that happens?
So at the beginning, it was getting to me pretty hard. Like I thought that nobody was listening to me.
Yeah.
I thought that, you know, I'm just irrelevant. I'm just another guy, because there's so many people out there, you know, doing the same thing. But then again, like my mentality has been switching like slowly. And when I think of that, I'm like, well, we'll go and walk through a bread aisle, you know, at the grocery store. Like how many types of bread are there? But people have their own preferences, you know, like they resonate more with one thing or the other. And I feel like creating content is the same way. Like you just have to put out there something that is valuable to you that could be valuable for someone else. Yeah. So when I create content, I'm not thinking about, oh, I'm just trying to like throw information out there so that people can just use it to their own benefit, you know? Like I speak to myself in a way because I'm trying to be that person that I needed when I was first coming up, when I was first getting involved in the business. And the way that I do that is that I see what I've struggled with, what I've been struggling with, what have been my strengths, what have helped me through these times, and things like that just kind of like help me put out there that voice of helping other people in the same way.
Yeah. So do you look at views?
Like I used to.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to. I used to look at views. I used to get all bummed up about, you know, a couple likes or something like that.
Or excited about a lot of likes or whatever.
Yeah, and I'll be upfront at the beginning. Like I made a lot of mistakes, you know. I started buying followers on Instagram at first, like, oh, maybe like the more views, more people are gonna start seeing this. But slowly over time, it's just like, it's not worth it. Like, it doesn't matter how many people are watching it matters how many people are listening.
Mm-hmm.
And
no doubt.
you'll get 100 views, over 100 views before you even get 100 likes, you know?
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people are watching to see you succeed. Like, a lot of people are just watching, waiting to see you fail.
Yep.
And regardless of whether they're doing it for a good thing or a bad thing, they're still watching.
Yeah.
You know, they're still watching, and for the people that actually listen and take that time to digest and use the information to their own personal benefit, like that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, right. And so kind of how Luis and I met, this was, oh man, was it
Years ago.
7 years? 6?
About?
Probably 7 years ago. And how old are you now?
26.
Okay. So,
So it had to be about 7 years at least, right after high school.
So picture an 18, 19-year-old kid that comes into the store, and I mean, you weren't 120 pounds, maybe?
Yeah, like 115, 120.
115. Says, hey, I want to be an influencer. I really want to boom this fitness idea that I have. Would you be interested in sponsoring me? And I gave it about a 30-second thought, and I passed. And he was like,
straight
okay,
cold no.
Yeah. Well, it was a straight cold no, but he did ask like 2 or 3 times, and they were all pretty cold no's.
Yeah.
And a year or 2 later, I started seeing these posts about I don't know the brand. But it was just a supplement brand, and he had got some like little tiny deal with them to promote their stuff. Well, he was killing it, and so I watched that for a year or 2, and then went back to him. I said, hey, are you still interested in a sponsorship? And that was 5 years ago, and we've become really good friends since then. But it just kind of shows you the grind. He was like, okay, moving on. He took what he could get. He capitalized on it. I noticed it, and then it was me crawling back to him. And so it's really kind of funny how that all ended up working out. And so when you have that mindset, like, did you reach out to that supplement company at first, and they said, yeah, sure?
So yeah, it was something similar, you know, like I went to them because I just saw like an ad that they were looking for ambassadors and stuff. And I didn't know that was like a thing for like a lot of supplement companies, and that was just the first one that I came across. So I decided to reach out and be like, oh, what are my chances, you know? And I did, and yeah, they got back to me like within a week, and I got like this code and all that, and they just kind of like what they expected from me, and yeah, that's how it started off.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was just kind of a random ad.
So with on the supplement side, so say there's a supplement company and they say, hey, I want you to push this stuff, right? Whatever this is. Do you push stuff that you take? Do you also push stuff that you don't take? Like when people look at your story, is that stuff that you're actually taking, or is that stuff that that may be a big hitter right now and you're jumping on the train and having people try it too?
No, yeah, definitely. That's something that my integrity is something that I'm really strong on. Like regardless of what I take or I don't take, I always recommend the stuff that I've taken that works.
Yeah.
Because I could have taken it before, but if it doesn't work and if I didn't like it, then what's the whole point of me promoting that,
Right.
So everything that I post on my stories or everything that I talk about, everything that I refer or suggest you take, it's something that I've personally taken myself and that I know that works, because it would be wrong of me to mislead people to take something that I haven't even tried,
Yeah, no, and it is misleading, and unfortunately a lot of times that happens. Now I know that you and the other sponsored athletes, like I've always told them, if you don't take it, if you don't like it, if it's not something you're behind, do not promote it.
Exactly.
Because it's very transparent when you talk about something that you weren't taking. For some reason, the whole vibe says he's not actually taking this, right? So, in your opinion, what is the most overrated supplement that exists?
Okay, so the most overrated one I think it'd be a tie between a detox and a fat burner.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like the mentality of most people is just that you can take a pill because it has some type of magic effect that is just gonna fix the problem just like that,
For sure.
So while it may work, it's not actually doing what it's supposed to do unless you change your habits, unless you balance it out with your lifestyle, your diet, your exercise.
It's not doing the job for you.
Exactly.
Right.
So I feel like those two, either a detox or a fat burner, are the most overrated because people literally expect it to just do the work for them.
Yes.
So
Yes.
those
And
two
that's
right
where
there.
we see it. So like, I, I'm on the fence about agreeing with you on that, just because I like detoxes for weight loss. No, right? Detoxes for weight loss, I think is absurd. But people do it. They want the quick. I've got a vacation coming up. I need to lose 5 pounds. Let's do a detox.
Yeah.
That's silly. It's a waste of time and money. Now, if you're bloated, if you feel sick, if you
general
don't-
health,
yeah, like general health stuff, you need to reset and then jump on some probiotics. I think that's
Yep.
a great idea for that. But it's all in the matter of what you use it. Same thing with the fat burner. Fat burner, if you're saying, I need to lose weight, I have a desk job, I don't eat well, I don't pack my food, I don't drink any water, I get shit sleep, whatever the case is, then you turn around and say, but I want this fat burner to make me lose weight. Like, I have a hard time selling you that because that's going to come back on me. You're going to come back, this isn't working, you know, and then I have to stare at you really long and hard and make you talk to me until you talk yourself into saying, I have changed nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Depends
they
on the
all have their
scenario.
place. Yes. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm, mine's more of the single ingredient stuff. TikTok makes these trends that are just insane. The newest one, and some of you will laugh because you probably have called me an ass. Liquid chlorophyll. People are asking if do you have any liquid chlorophyll? And I saw it on TikTok, and you lose weight. Like, isn't it some sort of plant-based diuretic or something? But that stuff happens all the time, and it's insane because if the right person says the right thing, it's going to catch fire, and people act like it's gold, and and it's a big fad thing. So, okay. Next one, underrated.
The underrated one, a sleeping aid. So people underestimate the power of sleep and recovery because you're literally, putting your body through so much, whether it's at work, at the gym, exercise, sports, whatever it may be. You're putting your body under like so much stress, so much activity that sleep often gets neglected. So people will literally be just sleeping like 3-4 hours every day or every night just to go through the same cycle over and over and over. And what people don't see is that sleeping or getting good quality of sleep can actually help you recover faster, recover properly. Your body's going to feel more refreshed, more up to the task, rather than just keep beating it down.
So what happens to the people that say, I don't like to take any sleep aids because I feel groggy when I wake up? Is it just a matter of finding the one that works for you?
I think so, yes. So for me, I take the one that you carry, the Prime PM, and that one works wonders for me. Like I don't even take the full dose, and I sleep like a baby. I get anywhere from like 6 to 7 hours of sleep every night at least, and I sleep good. But I've also tried gummies, and some of them have been really bad. Like they just make you feel drowsy. But then again, like with anything else, it's kind of like trial and error.
Yeah.
You got to find what works best for you.
Yeah, it is, and that's the hard part with where my job is, and people know you also come in here and help out too, and that's so when people come in and say, "What's your best fat burner? What's your best sleep aid? What's your best pre-workout? It's such a loaded question.
Yeah.
If we had the best of something, we'd carry the one thing and give you that and upcharge you and call it good. But it's not about that. It is really about asking you guys questions to make sure that we get as close as we can to fit what works for you. But it is still at the end of the day kind of a trial and error thing.
Yes.
We'll get as close as we can from the questions that are asked, from the answers that are given, but we just don't know until we try it out. That's why we do a lot of sampling in here and out of the stores, because there's
no way to tell just exactly what you need.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there are people, you talk to people all the time that say, I can drink a bang and I'll take a nap. And then you say another person that says, I drink a third of a bang and I'm up for 2 days.
Yep.
And so, yeah, if you just don't know yet, you just don't know yet.
Yep, one size doesn't fit all.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So what is, after all of you're trying to build this online business side, in-person business side sometimes, what do you specialize in, and from there, what's your goal leading up to it? Where do you see Luis in 10 years?
Okay, so I specialize in helping men. I do work with some women, but specifically men. Like I feel more comfortable helping men, and that's just because I resonate with them. Like I still work with some women, but I kind of like just try to work with a limited amount of women because I only work with those who are wanting to succeed, who are hungry for results, who are hungry to put in the work. And I don't want you to drop the ball on me when I'm giving you my all, you know?
Yeah.
So I turn a lot of people down, whether it's men or women, and I specialize in fat loss. So the reason why is because that's my area of, genius. Like I've cut back to back, I've done a couple of bodybuilding shows, and I'm more familiar with that area.
Yeah.
So I specialize in fat loss, but I don't want to be known for just the guy that, oh, hey, he helped me lose weight. No, like I'm trying to build a brand that's much bigger than just a fitness business. Mm-hmm. So I'm literally trying to create this brand that's a lifestyle. So I want to incorporate mindset training within the business of just following a diet, following a workout. But what is these two things doing outside of fitness? What are these things doing outside of nutrition that are helping me become the best version of myself that I can be?
Awesome. Okay, so then leading up to that, 10 years from now, you got this huge following. You're Joseph Rackett. You're this big crazy guy. Like, do you want to expand this as high as you possibly can, or do you have a cap? Do you have a limit?
I have a limit. Yes, definitely. I have a limit. Most people, or I feel like a lot of trainers at least, do it over the money.
Yeah.
Like to me, yeah, money moves the world and everything, but to me it's more of like what I can do for other people. I want to grow to the point where I can still help everybody and provide the best service that I can, rather than just having everything robotic remotely, like other coaches do it for me. Like I still want to stand behind what I do, because that's a representation of what I've built, rather than having somebody else or computers, robots just kind of like running it for me,
So that's great to know that, like, when people message Luis, they're talking to Luis, right? Mm-hmm. They're not talking to a form of Luis or somebody that you've hired or some sort of automated system. Mm-hmm. They're talking to you, getting the results and the answers from you, right? So if somebody wants to reach out to you, what's your handle? What's your business name? How does somebody get a hold of you?
Okay, so I'm not, I don't have like a website. I'm not really strong on that. The only two places where I'm really present on is Facebook and Instagram. So Facebook is literally just Luis Bartolo, just my name. But I do have my fitness page that's attached to the personal page.
Oh, okay.
And most of my content is just posted on Facebook, my main page on Facebook. And Instagram, my content is there, but I'm not really present. I'm just kind of like still present in the platform.
Okay.
And the handle is at Luis Bartolo Fitness.
Luis Bartolo Fitness.
Yes,
okay.
Luis Bartolo Fitness, and the best way to contact me would be through Messenger, Facebook Messenger. That's like the place where I'm at the most.
Awesome.
On Facebook.
Okay. So Luis Bartolo, get a hold of him primarily on Facebook Messenger. If you want his cell phone number, I'll give it to you. So reach out to me. But Luis Bartolo on Facebook, Luis Bartolo Fitness on Instagram.
Yes.
Luis, thank you for coming in. Coming in fairly early and doing this. Sabrina was late again, so we had to wait on her. And it was me that was late. But we'll see you around here. You're always around. You're always posting some good content, so make sure you go check his stuff out. And again, thanks for coming in, and we'll all see you around soon.
Awesome. No, thanks for having me, and I'll see you guys around. Thank you.
I'm gonna say it right now, there's nothing special about Mondays. There's nothing special about January 1st, this holiday, that holiday. What matters is that you take the time and make something happen. Make it special. The time is gonna go by regardless. So you decide whether your dreams get carried on, whether your dreams are put on hold, or you make something happen today. Let's go.